The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are once again, another Thursday. We're coming to you live from New York City, and that's where we originate, but we don't stop there because we go all over the world. The show is called Talk Back Live, and right now, as we check our time, here we are. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning, 1 a.m. in London, 3 a.m. in Israel, and it's 10 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. And we're welcome to have you aboard once again. We thank you so much for being along with us. We're going to be with you for the next hour. And in the hour, as you already know, if you've been here for a while, you know we talk about a lot of things that's on your mind, whatever it is. And we get everyone involved in the conversation. That's why we call it Talk Back Live. So stay with us and stay with us for the whole entire show if you possibly can for that one full hour. You won't be disappointed. And those of you who've been around with us for a long time, as usual, we like to thank you for letting us into your homes or wherever you may congregate each week as we bring this show to you. We thank you so much for being here for us. Now, we know we have a few people, and I'm pretty sure here for the very first time. We don't know that, but just in case, we want to tell you what the show is all about. Now, as the host of the show, I'm getting things started. And as I said, we're going to rope you into conversation, and anytime at all, even right now as we speak, we want you to chime in and let us know what you want to talk about. Now, I throw out the conversation, but we don't have to linger on that conversation for the whole night. And we let you in on it. If there's anything that you want to talk about, just let your fingers do the walking right there on the keyboards. And of course, we'll see you right there on the big screen, and we'll entertain all of your thoughts and ideas because that's what the show is all about. Free exchange of ideas and of opinions. Pretty sure you have a lot of them. I have some, and we're going to share those together. So, whatever it is that you want to unload, you could do it right here. And as I said, you could do it right now. And even if it's just to say hello, we really would appreciate that. And those of you who are worried about us putting you out there now, as I said, I could see people when you come in. I could see you when you come in. Now, some people want to make sense of the show, especially if you're here for the very first time. You want to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, and maybe not indulge in conversation. And if that's the case, that's okay too, because this is how we operate. I do see you guys when you come in, but I won't acknowledge you unless, of course, you say something first. Now, I hope that clears your mind, because we don't want to make anyone nervous. We want to make everyone as comfortable as possible. Until you are ready to come out and say whatever you want to say, hey, it's free. It's on you. So we just want you to know that. We don't want to embarrass anyone. We don't want to rope you in on anything that you want to be. Some people watch a show and not indulge in conversation at all. But if you do want to indulge in conversation, we welcome you because I love addressing you guys personally. And we're going to have a little good time. You're going to find out later on, particularly if you're new, that everyone that comes in here are very friendly people. And you know something, the good thing about it is that not only are you talking to me, but you could talk to the people who come in the room. They'll see you, they'll see me, and you could say hello to them. And that's how we make a lot of friends here, right through this medium. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show because we're going to have a good time. I want you to know also, we come on two different platforms. We're live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook. And those of you who are watching us on Facebook, we welcome you and you guys on YouTube as well. And so, wherever you are, I don't care where you are around the world, we're right there because, as I said, we're global and you can be anywhere around the world just as long as you're in a nice place where there's a lot of Wi Fi, good Wi Fi, and hotspots everything is going to be okay. We invite you to tell your family and friends about it, get them involved in it. And here's a good way that you can do that. What you can do is tag your friends. That's what they call it on Facebook, tagging your friends. You let them know that we're out here. And you can do that by cutting and pasting the platform that you're watching us on. And what I mean by the platform, I mean the link that you're on right now. Let's say it's Facebook or YouTube, either one. Cut and paste it and send it out to as many friends as possible. You know, the people on Facebook call that tagging. Whatever you want to call it, that's the idea. Just cutting the pasting and sending it out to all of your friends. Simple as that. We want as many people as possible to come out here. Well, here we are. As I said, it's Thursday and it's in the month of December. And of course, the holidays are not over yet. We've got a holiday coming up. As a matter of fact, we're just 2 days. I don't want to push it. 2 weeks. Let me say 2 weeks. 2 weeks before the big day. That's Christmas. And, it just seems like the holidays just snuck up on you. You don't realize it. And we're here right now in a tunnel. We call and the reason why I call it the tunnel because we're in darkness and we're trying to find our way out to a brand new year and to better lighting. Well, we're in the darkness right now as we spend a lot of money for Christmas and your family, your dinners, and everything that you're doing. Uh, you're going to be spending a lot of money if you have the means to do that, right? And I like to see it as the light at the end of the tunnel, and that would come around New Year's Day. That's when you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then we look forward to a brand new year, and we hope that we do have a brand new year. And as this brand new year comes along, it'll be a better year for all of us. I mean, all of us, not just for the people who do this show, but for the people who, wherever you are watching, people all around the world who watch all around the world, people who don't even watch around the world, people don't even know who we are. We wish everyone a better new year. You don't want to stay in the same spot that you were before. And of course, when the New Year's come around, you want to be a better person as well. So there you go. You have all of that coming up. We look forward to all of that, the holiday coming up. And as I said, the Christmas Day is in 2 weeks. Can't wait, right? I know you can't. Okay, and in the month of December, we don't have anything else to celebrate other than Christmas, as I was telling you about. But we do want to bring your attention to a couple of things that you ought to know about that we talk about for this whole month of December. And this whole month of December, we are paying attention to Universal Human Rights Month. Now, all this month long, and as long as this month lasts, we're going to be talking about it. We're going to bring your attention to it. It's Universal Human Rights Month. And so what that means is that as a human being and living in the United States or anywhere around the world, it doesn't matter. You still have rights. You have human rights. And those human rights should not be violated. If they are, you got to do something about it. You got to speak out loud. You have to roar like a lion, all right? And not sit back like a sheep. You got to roar it out and let them know that you're human and you have your rights. So that's what we're talking about all month long, National Universal Human Rights Month. Also, into the holiday, there's a lot of things going. People, they go out, they visit their families and friends, and they have their dinners, and there's a lot of eating, a lot of drinking. Now, what we advise you to do, and I always tell you to do this at any time, and even when not in the holiday modes, where sometimes on a regular basis, and then when the weekend come about, I always urge you guys to, if you're going to go out and do anything on the weekend, if you're going to do any drinking, leave the driving to a designated driver. That's why we're acknowledging right now National Drunk and Drug Driving Prevention Month. Okay, so that means, if you're going to go out and do things like that, you want to indulge in alcohol or whatever it is, you want to make sure that you stay off the wheel, stay away from the car. And if you're going to be in a car, by all means, take a designated driver, preferably someone who don't indulge at all. And if you don't have a car, or if you're in an area where you know that you can't get back home safely, leave the car where it is and jump in an Uber or a cab or something like that. And then come back the next day and pick your car up. That's the safe way to do things. We want to make sure that everybody is safe on the roads because you never know. I may be driving right next to you on the highway, and I want us all to be safe. So that's what we got right here. National Drunk and Drug Driving Prevention Month. Drink, don't drive. We're so glad to have you aboard with us. We've got a lot of things to do. And when we talk to you, of course, we talk to you. We always talk to you guys, right? In conjunction with interacting with you, we also have what we do on our show, our little routine that we have. For instance, in this hour, in this first half hour of this hour, we're going to be calling on Brian Camp. Brian Camp is our sports guy, and he's going to come on with the latest developments in today's world of sports. The name of his show is called Sports Update. He has a lot of sports news. As you already know, the football season is in session. Someone only asked me the other day, who are you going to go on for the Super Bowl? Well, we don't even know who's going to be in the Super Bowl yet. All right. But we're keeping an eye out. And of course, Brian is keeping an eye out on that as well. And he's going to tell us what he knows or what he thinks is going to happen. So we got all kinds of things. And if you have any sports related questions to want to address, or you want to relay them to Brian when he comes on, he'll be happy, more than happy to answer the questions. Now you'll see him if you're watching us on YouTube. You'll see him. He'll come on the big screen with us. You'll see him. Uh, and you can talk to him, and you can type in whatever questions that you have for him. He'll see him and he'll answer the questions. Now, it's not the same things for Facebook. You won't be able to see Brian, but you'll be able to hear him just as well, right? And you can still ask questions, and you can still type in whatever you want to ask him, and he'll still answer the questions. You don't actually have to see him, but he'll answer the questions anyway. So there you go. You have it right there. That's what we got going. And of course, as I said, we're going to be here for the whole entire hour. And those of you who can't stay for the entire hour, we hope that you at least be able to stay at least part of the hour, whatever time that you could spend with us. And if you have to go earlier than we go off, then please, we really appreciate that. We really appreciate any time that you can have with us. But we hope the case is that you can spend the whole full hour with us and have a lot of fun. I want to let you know, you guys who are watching us on YouTube, especially on YouTube, and you're watching us on the YouTube channel. That's where you're watching us, right? Yeah. So this is what we want to do. We want to ask you guys to go onto our YouTube channel, and for you guys on Facebook as well. But you guys on Facebook, stay where you are until the show is over. But after the show, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to it. Now, it doesn't take any effort, and it doesn't cost you any money. It costs absolutely nothing. All you have to do when you get there, you'll see a strip or a little button or something in black border, white print that says subscribe. And the only thing that you have to do is drag your mouse over to it, click onto it, and that's it. Forget it. As I used to say, set it and forget it, because there's no charge whatsoever. And that's all you have to do is click onto it. Now, the reason why we want you to do that is because, first of all, it helps us out a lot. It lets us know who's actually following us, who's out there, on the show, watching us on the show each week. And we like to know that. And so that's what we do. That's why we have that. And we hope that you are one of the ones that actually do that right now. The other reason why we want you to do that, because, hey, now it gives you the opportunity to know that whenever we come on live and you happen to be out there online and you happen to forget about the show or anything of that sort, well, you get an instant notification. But remember, you have to be a subscriber to get that. All right. As I said, there's no money in charge or money involved in it. Just all you have to do is just click on. And again, when you get that instant notification, all you have to do is click onto that instant notification. And once you do that, there you go. It'll bring you right to the page right there. And you could watch us right there on the screen, right in the comforts of your own home. And we're remote. You can watch us on your phone or your tablet or whatever it is. Simple as that. Okay, so please do that. We'll be looking forward to seeing you do that. And Later on in the program, we've got what we call This Day in History. Now, we have a whole laundry list, and that's happening pretty soon. This day in history. Now, something happened on this day in history. Here we are, the 11th day of December. And back in the old days of December 11th, there was something going on. Well, we have a list of things that we want to tell you about. It's this day in history that's coming on later on in the program. Also, coming up, we have movies. Now, each week, I go on Turner Classic Movies. I go on Turner Classic Movies each week. And each week, going on Turner Classic Movies, I pick out the movies that I think that you would like, that I think that are well worth watching. They're classic, some black and white, some are in color or Technicolor. And I have a list of those for you that's coming right up. And because, when you come on the weekend, there's a lot of things that you want to do. And one of the things you may want to do is catch up on some movies. You just catch up on some movies. It's just as simple as that. And those movies that you catch up on, we could add to your bucket list of what to watch. That's why I always go to Turner Classic Movies and add those things on. Now, I know as resourceful as you are, of course, you're going to know that you have the streaming apps and all of that. But I just want to add a little few things onto it. So all of that is coming up on the show. We really appreciate you being along with us. And just in case you're just joining us, by the way, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. And we're talking back live to you. And we want you to stay with us for the entire hour. And we'll have a good time together. That's what we're doing. We're waiting for the arrival of Brian Camp to come along. And when he does, he's going to bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports. He's not here right now. And we're a minute late right now. So hopefully, and if not, somewhere along the line, he always has an explanation on why he's late or what's happening. And if he doesn't come along, we will give you what we have as far as sports is concerned. And as a matter of fact, we don't have to wait any longer right now because he just popped in. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready again. Of course, if you have any questions for Brian, get them ready, and he'll answer all the questions for you on Sports Update. Brian, how you doing today? Advance, happy holiday in advance.
Thank you. It's just been the last 3 hours has been crazy. I just got off less than 90 seconds ago off of a Zoom meeting that I had to be on. And I was up against time. And long story short, we made it happen. So that's why I'm on here now. And
Yeah.
but yes, happy holidays to you all that's coming up. We're about approximately 2 weeks out for the holiday as they call Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Kwanzaa to wherever you may or how you celebrate this here time of the year. I greet you greetings live from Charlotte, North Carolina, where it's cool. Forgot my 1 second. Let me get my weather up here. Okay, I do have my weather. It is 39 degrees out here, mostly clear here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's been cold this week too. It's been
Oh,
real,
tell me
real
about
cold. And hey, it even happens here in the South too. But as usual, it will warm up a little around 11 o'clock and noon, but the temperature dips right back down around 7, 8 o'clock and everything. Yes, even down here in the South and everything. But you know what? It's not bad. It is winter, so it's supposed to be cold. So it's not like that. It's not going to be cold, but it is supposed to be cold. But I'm glad that we're here. We're here to be viewed and seen, and we're still alive. So we should thank our Heavenly Father for that. So hope all is well, and get to some sports. Um, well, the NFL, the U.S. House of Representatives passes a bill that would allow local and state law enforcement to disable drones doing sporting events with which the NFL and other leagues have said are an increasingly threat. Now, the House passed the Safer Skies Act. That's a bill. as part of a larger defense bill by a vote of 312 to 112. That was more than exactly 200, 312 to 112. It will now move to the Senate, which is expected to vote on it as early as next week. That's in the NFL. In the NBA, here we go again with the gambling thing. This is a continuation again with the gambling. But this is on the basketball side. We know about the baseball side with those two pitchers. I didn't forget about that. I'm gonna get some more information about that next week because it's been quiet. But I've been up on it. But the other one that we talked about the week before the baseball scandal, another scandal, was the basketball. Miami Heat player Mike Rozier pleaded not guilty in charges he helped gamblers placing bets on his performance in NBA games. See, they gamble and bet on everything. They bet on how you perform, how you look, what's your reaction. They bet on everything. You are on, your eyes are on you at all times if you are better, or sometimes you don't even know that people's betting on you. That's how gambling has taken over in this here sporting world. It's been like that for a long, long time, but now that in most places they are legalizing it, so now it's even more of an importance. Now, he was released on a $3 million bond secured by his home in Florida and other property as well. Major League Baseball is taking some time off, as you know, where they're through the World Series and this is their time, this is their break. But they are having winter meetings right now. So winter meetings where they are having trades. Pete Alonso, New York Met hitter, is now signed with the Baltimore Orioles. They lost their closer, Diaz. I forget what team he's with now. But this is the time where they all meet down in Florida, where it's nice and the weather's nice, and they discuss trades. They discuss a lot of things. They discuss, will there be a lockout? See, I reported that to you last week. There may be a strike, a lockout coming up. We're gonna keep an eye on that. But during this here time, this is where all the owners get together and the managers and they try to, dibble and dabble and see how they're going to better their team and everything. So this is the time that they are at the winter meetings. Now, last 24, 48 hours, you know what's been going on about with college football with the Miami, excuse me, it's the Michigan Wolverines. Well, what's been going on, former Michigan coach, he was former because he just got fired, Sharon Moore, who remains in custody as a suspect in alleged assault. Now, is expected to appear in court for arraignment on Friday. Now the Pittsfield Charter Township Department of Public Safety announced on Thursday. Moore was incarcerated at the Washtenaw County Jail just hours after he was fired. Now, allegedly, he's a married man, had an improper affair with a staff member. Say that again. He's a married man, had an improper relationship with a staffer in Michigan on the school, and now he's in a lot of hot water, not only with this alleged assault, but now he has to face his family now. So, this is not going to go away. The football coach, said that it was an improper relationship he had, and Michigan fired him for that on Wednesday, following an investigation into his conduct with that staff member. More details will come out more by the end of the week. Maybe we'll have something for next week. Let's see how it goes. Chances are there's more to this. There's a quick note. there'll be more to this about the Chris Paul situation, who was sent home at 3 a.m. in the morning. What team is going to send a player home 3 a.m. in the morning because Chris Paul was going behind the coach's back, the coaching staff, and telling players how, what to do, what not to do. And he's not even the coach. He's just a person that's on his farewell tour. He's retiring at the end of the year. But in the meantime, he's been telling players what to do after they break a huddle from a timeout. So, but there's more to that story. I just feel like this. A player should be a player. Don't interfere with your coaching staff. I don't care how bad the team is. Stay out of it. Mind your business. Sit down on the bench. You're about to retire. Let's go off into the sunset. That's just my opinion. But a lot of people's upset with the team, and they're saying that this man, Chris Paul, had every right to do that. I disagree. Would you do that on your job? Would you tell your employer what to do on how to run his business, his company, and you expect to keep a job? This day in sports. December 18th, 1934, the National League votes to permit night baseball up to 7 games per home team. 1951, Joe DiMaggio, Yankee Clipper, announces retirement from baseball. 1966, Al Nelson sets an NFL record returning a missed field goal for 100 yards. He missed the field goal. I guess how I look at it, the team that was defending it caught the ball and ran it back for 100 yards. That's the only way that I could see it. 2000, Jerry Sloan wins his 1,000th career win as a coach, defeating the Mavericks. Birthdays on this date, 1943. Michael McCaskey, NFL executive for the Chicago Bears, was born in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. 1955, Stu Jackson, NBA coach for the Nets. Head coach was born in Reading, Pennsylvania. 1971, Willie McGinnis, NFL outside linebacker for the New England Patriots, was born in Long Beach, California. 1976, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, NBA forward guard for the Grizzlies, was born in Marietta, Georgia. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
Yeah. I agree with you. Players should just be players and let the front office take care of the front office. Let the peanut guys sell their peanuts and Cracker Jacks, and you just stay out of it and play ball because that's what you're there for. You're being paid a certain amount of money just to
Stay in
do
your lane. That's all you have to do. Stay in your lane. That's
just
right.
to do one job. Besides, who want to get involved in extra? You want to do the job and go home.
That's it.
You got family. You want to do whatever you do and just go home.
Exactly.
It doesn't. It's not even just in sports. You can be a teacher or a construction worker or whatever it is, and all you want to do is do your 8 hours and go home.
That's it. That's all you want to do.
And football players, all you guys are doing are 3 hours, right?
Basically, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that their job's a little harder, but they do 3 hours and they go in the locker room and shower and go home.
That's it.
Wow. Brian, this is the 7th week. You talked about this gambling thing. I'm counting all the weeks, each week that you come on. I'm counting all the weeks.
Yeah, because there's two stories. There's two stories.
Yeah.
There's one in the NBA and there's one in Major League Baseball. So I'm following both of them. But each week there's a different twist. There's always something added. So this is going to go on. Hopefully I don't have to talk about it next week. Maybe the courts will just say, all right, we're going to lay low and let's close it down for the rest of the year and we'll resume at the new year. But there's always something new. And is a proven example. You never know what's going to happen overnight in the middle of the night. Why? Like Chris Paul, they sent his rear end home at 3 a.m. in the morning. 3 a.m.
Why? Why 3 a.m.?
Well, apparently they was between Atlanta and another city, and they was having not engine trouble, but they was, the flight was delayed. So they just said, we don't need you here anymore. You go ahead and go home. We'll put you on the plane and go back to LA. He's about to retire. He said it. He announced his retirement. This is going to be my last year. Okay, you got one foot out the door, but why are you causing? Yes, the team is struggling. I get that, but you, Chris Paul, was not contributing yourself when your number was called to play. You wasn't playing, but yet you have time to critique and to criticize other players and coaches and talk about management, the people the man that signs your check. Oh, no, 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 no. If you want to be a coach, retire first, then apply for these here jobs as coaching.
Yeah, yeah. Some people never learn. Hey, Brian, guess what? You didn't mention it, but this Sunday, it's an evening game between in Dallas, Texas. They're going to be playing the Minnesota Vikings.
I know.
Oh boy.
Too bad that game may not have a meaning to it because we might not, both teams may not even make the playoffs.
I know. I know. But see, that's the whole thing about it. It would be something great to root for, you know. But you're right. You're right. But you have a better shot at it than I do.
We'll see. It
You
will
see, ladies and
create.
gentlemen, we're talking about the two teams. See, I'm a Minnesota Vikings and Brian is a Dallas Cowboy. So now, whenever the Vikings play, of course, you know I'm going to root for my Vikings. And whenever Dallas plays, I root for Dallas. You know, when they're not playing, depending on who they're playing. You know, but this time I cannot root for your Dallas Cowboys.
That's okay. That's fine. It's quite okay. It's all in fun. I'm
Yeah,
gonna I'm gonna remain as a fan and hope that my team wins. I don't know if it's gonna mean much that they'll make the playoffs, but it's a long shot. I could tell you that
yeah,
much.
yeah. And it's going to be an evening game this time around. Usually they play like at
Sunday
1 o'clock.
night football, 8 o'clock
Sunday
on
night football.
NBC. Yep,
That's right. Oh, it's going to be on NBC. I was going to say Fox, but okay, yeah, you're right. It's always
yep.
on NBC, NBC
Mhm.
and Peacock,
And
and
Peacock.
that's 8:20 p.m. Eastern. So
Mhm.
maybe some of you don't care one way or the other who's going to win these games, but I care. I care. So who's going to win? Who do you think is going to win?
Well, we're home, so hopefully we'll win in front of. We are known as the America's team, so I hope we win. I mean, then I gotta wake up Monday morning and hear all the hoopla thing about the Cowboys. I'm getting text messages. I will get text messages. So
Yeah.
it'll be another. If we lose, there'll be another stake in our heart. So it is what it is. So we'll see
La-
what
la-
happens.
last Sunday, we beat Washington
Commanders.
Commanders, right? 31-0, wiped them out.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
I glanced through it because when I on Sundays games I watch a lot of the games on the TV screen. I go back and forth, but I
Yeah,
make sure my eyes are on every game though for sure, y'all. Yeah,
yeah. And
once that game was out of reach, it was no sense of coming back to watching it. I stay with the game that's going to be competitive, so that's what I like to do.
but I was happy, but I thought to myself, they played a good game. I said, I like the way they did that. They just wiped them out. But I said, too little, too late.
Yeah,
Now they play.
and look at Philip Rivers, 44 years old, is returning to football. Now, this is the thing. Next month, he will be eligible to go into the Hall of Fame. Now that he's going to be playing Sunday, he's going to have to wait another 5 years, or once he retires again, he has to wait for another 5 years. Because once you finish playing football or baseball or basketball, you have to wait 5 years to go into the Hall of Fame, to be nominated to go into the
Yeah,
Hall of Fame.
yeah. That's unfortunate, though.
Yeah.
That's just like waiting to be a certain age to collect your Social Security benefits. As you already know now, people are waiting to collect their benefits, and it's getting harder for them to collect now because what's the age now of retirement? It's not 65 anymore, is it?
I think it is 60. It's
Is it
65, but they're
65?
trying to push it up to 70 now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they're
And
trying to do.
even though people are living longer than they did before, I mean, you want to collect before that.
But that's the idea how the government works.
I know. I know. I was
They
going to say that.
they want to get rid of you before you hit 70. Who knows what
So
they
they don't
might
have to
do to
pay
you?
up.
They might poison you or something. The good old USFA.
Yeah,
249 years old this country is.
yeah. Well, I don't know. So what's it like for tomorrow on your schedule?
It looks good. With me, there's always a schedule change at the last second, like it was yesterday and today. But
Yeah.
it looks good. I'll find out tomorrow morning when I get there.
All right.
All
We'll
right.
we'll 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 keep our fingers crossed. You were consistent. You were very consistent until last week, but
Yeah.
we were able to take care of that for
Oh
you.
yeah,
And as
that was like a heartbreak to that they did this to me at at 9:55, and I said no you didn't, and I said I had to control my cool and everything. Sometimes it's not good to have a walkie-talkie on you. Sometimes it's
yeah,
not good to have a phone on you. But they
that's
got
true.
me that time, but I won't answer it again.
Yeah, that's true. Remember before the old cell phone days, we had the beepers, and if you had a job that you were on call with, they would beep you.
That's
you
right.
know, and then you have to call them back. Either you call them back or you just turn off your beeper. I don't know. Anyway,
That's right.
all right, we're going to be looking forward to you. Hopefully, we'll keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully you'll be here with us.
Sounds good.
Okay,
All right.
okay. You have a good evening and go Vikings.
And Cowboys.
Bye. Take care. This is Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And he says it looks good for tomorrow, but you never know. But we're going to keep an eye out on that. And if for some reason he can't make it in tomorrow, of course, we're going to cover the sports for him as usual. And we'll do it that way, hopefully. But hopefully, we'll keep our fingers crossed because he's usually good. He's consistent about he tries his hardest to get out. And if he can't make it, there's a good reason for it. But we look forward to that anyway. Anyway, just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. We're talking back live to you. And we hope that wherever you are, you're in a nice place where there's a lot of good Wi-Fi and hot spots so we don't break up, because we're all around the world. We're global. And so we always love to have you around with us. And if you're still with us, we hope that you spend the rest of the time with us. We don't have much more time to go, but we're going to spend what time that we have less, and we hope that you'll be able to spend for us. Okay. All right. Here's an update I got for you. As of December 11th, which is today, Reverend Jesse Jackson has been moved to hospice care. And that's the Reverend Jesse Jackson, the great Reverend Jesse Jackson. And he had been discharged from Northwest Memorial Hospital in late November. You already know that. And was continuing his recovery at a nursing facility. He's at a nursing facility right now. So as usual, we want to keep our prayers up, 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 up for the Reverend Jesse Jackson. What a man. He was one of the men who made a big difference in this country. He was the one that started and created Operation Push. You already know that. And his signature recording, I Am Somebody, all of those things. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. And as the news come in, we're going to keep you up to date. Whatever we find out each week, we're going to keep looking and researching and find out what he's doing, because I don't hear too much about it on the news right now. Whenever nothing is going on, they don't put it on the news. So we research it here. This way we can bring it out to you. So whatever we know, as we keep researching each day or each week, whatever we know, we'll bring it for you. Okay. I think it's about that time to go back in time, because we're going to go back in time on this day in history. And on this day in history, in 1946, Hank Williams begins to record for the Sterling Records label. And that same year, Spain was suspended from the UN. And also back in 1946, the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, which is known as UNICEF, is established by the Resolution 57 of the UN General Assembly. On this day in history in 1948, WHEN, which is now WTVH TV, Channel 5 in Syracuse, New York, it's a CBS channel. They began broadcasting. On this day in history in 1951, The Wild Side of Life, the single recorded by Hank Thomas and his Brazos Valley Boys. And this tune also made the Billboard Song of the Year back in 1952, that following year. On this day in history in 1960, Cy Coleman and Carol Lee's musical Wildcat with Lucille Ball premieres in New York City. On this day in history in 1961, Elvis Presley's Blue Hawaii album goes #1 and stays #1 for 20 weeks. That same year, President John F. Kennedy provides U.S. military helicopters and crews to South Vietnam. On this day in history in 1964, Che Guevara speaks at the United Nations General Assembly in New York City, and an unknown terrorist fires a mortar or shell at the building during the speech. Back in 1967, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, starring Spencer Tracy, Sidney Poitier, and Katharine Hepburn, premieres in New York City. That year, Hepburn won the Academy Award for Best Actress in 1968. In 1967, the Beatles' Apple Music signs its first group called Grapefruit. Back in 1980, Magnum P.I., starring Tom Selleck, premieres on CBS. On this day in history in 1985, General Electric acquires RCA Corporation and its subsidiary of NBC. Back in 1987, Wall Street, the film starring Michael Douglas and Charlie Sheen, is released. And that same year, the film Nuts, starring Barbra Streisand and Richard Dreyfuss, premieres. On this day in history in 1992, the U.S. President George H.W. Bush awards actress and humanitarian Audrey Hepburn the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Back in 1992, WNEW AM radio, that's 11:30 a.m. in New York City, ends transmission after 58 years. In the year 2008, Bernie Madoff was arrested and charged with securities fraud in a $50 billion Ponzi scheme. On this day in history in 2011, Jeopardy host Alex Trebek suffers a minor heart attack in his home and was admitted to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. In 2013, Pope Francis is named Time Magazine Person of the Year. In 2020, U.S. Supreme Court rejects lawsuit by Texas to overturn Joe Biden's election in 4 battleground states, and that was endorsed by 17 Republican attorney generals. In 2022, Karen Bass sworn in as the first female mayor of Los Angeles by Vice President Kamala Harris, who declares a homeless state of emergency in the city. In 2026, on this day in history, rhythm and blues singer and songwriter Willa Mae Big Mama Thornton, who recorded Hound Dog. The first one she recorded in 1953, and 3 years later, that's when Elvis Presley covered it. I want you to keep that in mind. Elvis Presley covered it. That was a cover record. She was born in Arrington, Alabama, and she died in 1984. Singer, dancer, and actress Rita Moreno was born on this day in 1931. She was born in Homocoa, Puerto Rico. She's 94. On this day in history in 1935, actor Ron Carey, who played on Barney Miller, was born in Newark, New Jersey, and he died in 2007. On this day in history in 1938, jazz pianist McCoy Tyner, who also played with the John Coltrane Quartet, was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He died in 2020. In 1940, soft rock vocalist David Gates of the group Bread was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's 85 today. In 1940, actress Donna Mills was from Knots Landing, was born in Chicago, Illinois, and she's 85 today. And U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry was born on this day in 1943, and he was born in Aurora, California, and he's 82 today. In 1944, pop country singer Brenda Lee with a big hit, I'm Sorry. She also did Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. She was born in Atlanta, Georgia. She's 81 today. And also in 1944, actress Lydia Day George, who played Casey on Mission Impossible, was born in San Marcos, Texas, and she's 81 years old today. Actress Terry Garr was born on this day in 1944 in Lakewood, Ohio. She died October 29th, 2024. She was 79 years old. In 1946, rock and roll musician Bill Haley weds Dorothy Crow. They got divorced in 52. Gospel and R&B singer Sam Cooke died on this day in 1964 at the age of 33 years old from a gunshot. And he was born January 22nd, 1931 in Clarksdale, Mississippi. And finally, the queen of pinups, Betty Page, died on this day in 2008 at the age of 85 years old. She was born April 22nd, 1923, and she was born in Nashville, Tennessee. So that's what's happening on this day in history. And if any of you out there know what happened on this day in history, and you would like to tell us because we didn't mention it here, maybe we didn't get the news, or we kind of overlooked something that happens sometime, being human, we invite you to type in and on your keyboard, on your computer, be it laptop, desktop, or your tablet or your phone, and type in some history that we overlooked, and we would bring it out there. Now, people who are watching us right now, they're out online, they'll actually see it, but I'll do it orally myself, okay? We thank you so much for being with us on this day. And I always ask you guys to join in conversation. And if you don't, I understand that. I see people, they come in and I say hi because I know you're there because I can see you, but I will not say anything unless, of course, you say something first, because I want to respect, you for your privacy, and want you to feel comfortable and not rope you into anything that you may feel comfortable about doing. Because a lot of people don't, they just watch the show, and that's good. And that's okay too. But if you're so inclined to do so, you can do it anytime. But in the meantime, I have information I can give you if you want to get in touch with me. I have an email address and a telephone number. I'd like to give that to you right now. Start with the email address first. The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. That's a very important detail. You know why, right? It's spelled different ways. Prod is Prod. That's short for productions. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. We invite you to use that as often as you want. It's a 24-hour day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the week service. Of course, you already know emails. You can do anytime you want. You can call in, leave a message if you want to use the telephone. And of course, we would appreciate that. And you can use it if you have a birthday coming up or some kind of activity that you want to promote. You think we can help you with that? Or even if you just want to say hi, and that's it. We read them all. We listen to everything, and we love hearing from you. So you don't have to have any kind of excuse not to get in touch with us. Do it anytime you want. And by the way, keep all of that information I just gave you in your electronic devices, such as your computer, your laptop, or your desktop, or your telephone, or even your tablet. You want to put it all in there. If you have all three of those electronic devices, put them in all of them. It's smart that way. This way, just in case one is not available, you have the other. And you could use it, as I said, anytime you want. So let me give you that email address again. Email address is frankallenprod at AOL.com. That's frankallenprod at AOL.com. Telephone number 641 715 3900, extension 467134. That's 641 715 3900, extension 467134. Some time ago, I told you guys that I would keep you abreast of what's happening as far as, a lot of people, they're not shopping in certain stores anymore. But I told you that I was going to keep you abreast on some of the companies, being they big companies, small companies, companies that you know of, companies that you're familiar with, that are financially supporting the guy that's occupying the White House. I don't have to mention any names. I said I do this is because I leave it up to you, and I do this not to say, hey, don't support these people anymore. I don't have the right to say that to anyone. You could support whoever you want to support, just like they have the right to donate their money who do they want to donate their money to. But you may be one of the people that say, something, if this is what's happening, I'm going to hold back. I'm not investing my money into you anymore, but I told you that I would do this. And again, this is not to sway you in any way. It's just to let you know what it is, and whether or not that you want to continue doing business. Now, a lot of these places, I don't know if I can get past all of these names. There are a lot. I have a lot here, but there's even more. But these are the ones that I'm about to read to you, familiar companies and familiar people. First of all, and I'm not going to give you how much they donated. I'm just going to read off the people. This way you'll know. We already know that Elon Musk is one of them who puts his finances in there. Lately, I don't know what his status is because he hasn't been around, haven't seen him. Also, Linda McMahon. Linda McMahon is the wife of Vince McMahon, who owns the WWE franchise. It's a wrestling franchise. Now, I'll admit, I'm a big fan of wrestling. I watch it each week. But I watch it in the comforts of my own home. I will not, and this is me, I will not ever go to a wrestling match, pay my money to go to a wrestling match, nor will I buy any of their, I don't know, some of their stores. They have stores that they have their merchandise. I would never buy any of their merchandise. You're not going to get a dime from me. I'll just continue to watch it. Chevron is another one. That was the old gasoline franchise. So they're doing that too. Steve Wynn. Now, Steve Wynn is a big owner of a couple of hotels in Las Vegas. One of them is the Encore, and there's another one. So there's two, unless of course he bought up some more. So the next time you want to take a trip to Las Vegas or any place where Steve Wynn owns these hotels, and if you desire that you want to still go there and stay there, that's up to you. But he is a supporter and he is a donator. Also, ExxonMobil is another one. Amazon, we all shop in Amazon. All right. Again, it's up to you. Everyone shops Amazon. Everyone shops Amazon, but they are donors. Meta, which is what we're broadcasting right now. Meta is the owner of Facebook and Instagram. And they're also the owner of, I can't think of that app offhand, but they own three franchises online. All right. So yeah, Meta is another donor. Uber, you ride Uber, right? They're donors. Now they say Uber. Now I don't know if that's just like one conglomerate that handles all of the Uber vehicles or whatever, but Uber is a donor. Boeing is another one. That's for the jets, the airlines. Boeing is another one. We all know that crypto.com is another one. We already know that. Some of these you already know. Some of these I may have repeated before. Bayer, the aspirin franchise, they're a donor. Johnson & Johnson, they're donors too. We support all of these things, don't we? We invest our money in all of these places. So this is up to you to decide. If you have a cell phone, you may be your carrier may be AT&T. Keep in mind they're donors. Comcast, they are donors. Verizon, another donor. Some of you do PayPal, right? They're donors. You drink Coca-Cola, they're donors. American Beverage Association, donors. And I did say Amazon already. Amazon, I did say that. Apple is a donor. Okay. Apple is a donor. Hard Rock International, they're donors. Google, they're donors. We all know that. We all use Google all the time, right? They're donors. You buy a computer, you have an HP computer, they're donors. Maybe you have a Dell computer, they're donors. Microsoft, donors. T-Mobile, donors. Union Pacific Railroad, donors. That's all I have for right now. I'll keep you up to date if there's more coming, and I'm pretty sure there'll be more coming. But I'm just bringing you out to just to keep you up to date. It's all up to you whether you want to continue to support these franchises or not that you've been supporting all of these years and all of the time that you've been alive. And so I am going to repeat all of this tomorrow on the coffee hour, so you get a chance to see. But those are a list of people who are donating to this presidency, to this. I have no words, but it's up to you. It's up to you. I'll keep you informed if any more come up, and I'm pretty sure they will. Okay, I'm going to give you these movies right quick. What's happening? I have 3 this week. And just in case you happen to be ready for the weekend, you're ready for the weekend and you're not doing anything other than what you normally do, but you want to add in a time to watch some of these movies, well, let's get started with that right now. Let's start with 1965. This is a color movie. So it's a comedy called Marriage on the Rocks, starring Frank Sinatra, Deborah Kerr, Dean Martin, and it's on Turner Classic Movies. You can see it Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Bye Bye Birdie, 1963, starring Janet Leigh, Dick Van Dyke, who, by the way, in a few days, he's going to be 100 years old, and Anne Margaret. That's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And finally, here's a black and white. This is a black and white from 1940 called The Shop Around the Corner. It's a nice comedy starring James Stewart, Margaret Sullivan, and Frank Morgan. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check it out. That's Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So those are the 3 I have. Now, what I want you to do is go to Turner Classic Movies and go down the line, scroll down, go to the Classic Movies section and check out all of the movies. You know, that's the program guide. And they have all of the movies there. And you might see something that you may like that I didn't mention, only because these are my picks of the week, but you may want to add it to your bucket list of what to watch. So you can do that. And remember, while you're there, you can go there and go on demand and watch the free movies, some of the pay-per-view movies. And there are a lot of great children's programs and documentaries and sporting events, anything that you want. That's right there. And if you can't watch these movies in real time, by all means, you could use your box. If you still have cable, you could use your box and DVR it and watch it at your own convenience. I think you'll be able to enjoy that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to give you these movies once again. I hope you get a chance to enjoy them. First of all, there's Marriage on the Rocks. And that's with Frank Sinatra, Deborah Kerr, Dean Martin. And that's Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Bye Bye Birdie, Janet Leigh, Dick Van Dyke, and Anne Margaret. And that's Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And you also have The Shop Around the Corner, a 1940 film, starring James Stewart, Margaret Sullivan, and Frank Morgan. That's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out. That's Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. They're all good movies. I don't stare you wrong at all. All right. I hope you get a chance to watch it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for me. I had a good time. But I want to once again to tell you that if you go to the my website, actually that's the you're probably on it right now, right? The YouTube channel, right? Make sure that you click on where it says subscribe. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe. And it costs you anything. It doesn't cost you anything. Subscribe. All right. And we look forward to you doing that. And those of you who are watching us on Facebook after the show is over, go straight there and do the same thing. I'm going to get out of here. I've had my chance and now I'm going to pass it on. But I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for the coffee hour. Brian Camp will be with me. Hopefully, we'll keep our fingers crossed with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. I'll look forward to seeing you then. And then you can come back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more Talk Back Live. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant good night. See you then. Take care.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allan. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.